Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim. Today I'm doing a Wild Eye movie on a Wednesday. This movie is going to be difficult to stay within the YouTube guidelines, especially with the recent attention to profanity. But I watched a movie called Don't in the Woods Part 2, which is the follow-up to the Don't in the Woods from 2016. This is a direct sequel, picks up right from the ending of the first film, even though there's a 6-year gap in between the two movies. This movie has a 3.7 star rating on IMDb, which is much better than the 2.9 that its first movie garnered. So this movie takes place with the counselors of Pine Hills Summer Camp. They are getting the grounds ready for the season while they set up. A mysterious girl enters the camp after a night of bloodshed, and there are things following her as well. This was directed and written by Shawn Burkett, and also sharing writing was Cheyenne Gordon. And it stars the lovely Brandy Mason, Kenzie Phillips, Julianne Prescott, Kaylee Williams, Mark Justice, Brittany, Blanton, a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of beautiful women. So, like I said, this movie takes place right at the ending of the first film. And, man, I didn't see the first movie. I for some reason, this flew under my radar, and I'm going to make sure to go and immediately look this up and watch it, because there's so much boobs and just gratuitous sex. The F word, they're just like, there's minutes and minutes of this movie where they're just in all kinds of positions and places doing the bumping uglies and doing the nasty. There's all body types of women, and there's tattoos, and there's just a lot of sex, which is refreshing to see in a horror film, in a slasher movie. So much effing, and I did like the opening montage credits, and also at the ending. They are doing this credit sequence with a lot of red tones, and I really like the red lighting and red tones. So again, I didn't see the first movie, but it wasn't hard to tell that this was taking place right after. I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't seen it, but this girl who's a survivor from the first film makes her way into the second act of the movie, to the camp where these new counselors are getting ready for camp. There's very little camp setting up, so I guess it almost seems like they're just there to be campers. There's just so many scenes of sex, and there's even girl on girl stuff, if that's your kink. So there's so much, 2/3 of this movie is just a lot of setup for getting the basis for each character's personality, but then mostly a lot of just sex. And at one point the group notices that a couple are missing after this huge long montage of sex, and that's also when the new girl, who's the old girl, the final girl, the OG girl, shows up to the camp, and that's when things start becoming real for everyone, that okay, there's people missing, there's this blood-soaked crazy woman in our camp, let's go find the people that are missing. There's also like this really obnoxious sheriff who's in the picture and kind of wraps around at the end. The one main camp person is an ex-con, so there's some tension between the sheriff and him. The camp counselors that are there for the new season are curious as to how how this guy got into trouble. Like, what did he do? Why is he just out of jail? There's, special effects are low. It's a low budget movie, but it doesn't diminish from this film. I would say this is a horror comedy. It does say horror as its only tag, but I would say it's a tag deserving of comedy as well. And then the action really kind of picks up toward the end. We get to see some other characters from the first movie in one form or another. And it's interesting how the camp doctor, I guess she is, explains to the others, what is going on, what these creatures are that are taking over bodies, parasites, and what they're doing. And there's some fun kills, and not a lot of creep factor, not a lot of scare factor. This type of movie is definitely exploiting the sexual part of it. But it's a fun movie. If you've seen the first one, you're definitely going to want to check out this one. If you decide to see this one, maybe see the first one first. Even though it's not really hard to pick up where they left off. And like I said, I watched this probably actually at a bad time. I watched it at 5 a.m. in the morning after work, and it did leave me feeling a kind of way. And there I was, kind of alone at 5 a.m. So I got a workout in before I went to bed. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this review. Stay through the end credits of Don't F in the Woods 2, because there's some fun little bloopers as well. And I do enjoy when movies do that. And there is room for a Don't F in the Woods 3. There is an ending where it leaves it open for that. So we can only hope, right? So let's all manifest these guys do a part 3 for 2023 or something of that nature. That's going to do it. Have a great day. Subscribe to the channel and hit like for more great reviews like this.
So have your dream. Go on and sing your song. There's nothing wrong with singing out of tune. If people laugh and say your dream can never be, just think of me.